Hi guys, Nick Ritchie here, Plant Physique Gym. Our question we get asked of a lot is, can you get enough calcium for strong, healthy bones on a plant-based diet? And the answer is yes. Calcium really comes from a lot of different varieties of plants like spinach and bok choy, and also nuts and pumpkin seeds and these types of things. So if you're eating a balanced, well-rounded diet, that's a different rainbow colors throughout the day of fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, etc., then you're going to get plenty of calcium in your diet. And what a lot of people don't realize is that the dairy industry has really hijacked calcium. You know, when you look at the amount of calcium that's inside of cow's milk versus inside an equivalent amount of plants, you'll actually notice that the plants have more calcium in them than the dairy itself. And also there's the question of protein overload and acidity overload when consuming dairy, cancelling out the calcium that's actually in dairy, rendering it pretty much useless in the body. I'd definitely invite you to investigate the differences in calcium absorption from dairy versus plants, because what a lot of people don't realize is that plant-based diets across the world, say in Asian countries where dairy consumption is low, osteoporosis is also very low, or bone fractures. So in countries that consume the highest amount of dairy, they also have the highest risk, or highest rates, of bone fractures. Whereas countries that consume the least amount of dairy have the lowest incidence of bone fractures. So what that tells us, based on population studies, is that if you eat more dairy, your bones become more brittle. So if the calcium was really that well absorbed in the body, and it was really designed for us instead of for babies, baby calves that is, then we would see a reverse effect, wouldn't we? We would see calcium rates, dairy consumption increase in countries and decrease risk of bone fractures, but we see the opposite. So think about that a little bit, do some research into it, and what you'll find is that plants can do contain and do provide adequate amounts of calcium, so you can be safe in knowing that eating a well-rounded plant-based diet, you will get your calcium needs in.